Boom, and we're live.
Well, welcome back, guys. Welcome to our podcast brought to you by Salvita. Salvita is a leading manufacturer of billiard lighting, providing top-notch solutions for your game room. Their lights feature non-flickering technology and boast a lifespan of over 50,000 hours. I'm gonna drop the link here in the chat, guys, so you can check out their Amazon store. And we're gonna keep rolling with our episode 11. I'm here with Jason Sword and Colin Newey, as usual. So, guys.
Episode 11. It's a big one. I'm
Well,
I'm going to be honest with you, and I think I speak for most of America when I say this, but we're a little bit disappointed in you, Feder. Why did it take you so long? Finally snapped a big
well,
one off.
yeah, it took me, what was it? 2019 is when I won the World Championships. It's been almost 5 years ago since I won a big major like this. Uh, People are saying that my audio is bad.
Oh, give it another go.
Can they hear me now?
Yep, there you go. Sorry about that, guys.
Okay. Sorry, guys. So yeah, it's been a while since a big win like that, because I've been winning a lot of different tournaments. They weren't just majors, and some people are not calling Whirlpool Masters as a major tournament, but I think it is. It doesn't make sense to me that you get to call UK Open, US Open, and other tournaments majors, but what basically Whirlpool Masters is, you're getting qualified by winning those majors to get into the Whirlpool Masters. So it's even more prestigious, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm 16 of the toughest players, right, battling it out. So the best part, though, Feder, about winning that World Pool Masters was the path that you took. Very similar to what happened at the International Open when you were not chosen for the Mosconi Cup for the European side. When they passed over you, you just steamrolled right through the whole Mosconi Cup team for Europe and just embarrassed them. And you basically did the same thing this time. So obviously
I
you
didn't, I,
started off. Go ahead.
I didn't even think about it. But
Yeah,
actually, yeah.
you started off with Mario He. You moved on to Albin Ocean, which obviously is a staple of the Mosconi Cup for the European side. Then you took out Mr. Crybaby himself, Jason Shaw, and then you busted Filler. So, you took out three of their big guns, and Mario's always in the running to get there.
Well, busted
So
is a big word. It was a hill, and we were trailing 12-10, Jason. But
you still busted that ass. You raised the
Yeah.
trophy.
yeah. So basically, I was playing the same players, except I was playing Al Qaeda in that Bigfoot tournament, and at the international here, I was playing against Mario. But yeah, the same exact path. You're right.
Were you aware that at one point after you had beaten Albin, that since you were down 3-2 versus Mario, all the way until you had sent Albin packing, you had only lost one game of 9-ball in like a stretch of like 16 games or something like that? Did you notice that?
No, I haven't. And actually, it sounds crazy.
That's a pretty
It is crazy.
wild statistic considering how quality players those two guys are. So it's like, yeah, pretty fantastic run of breaks and delivering the goods. There's some cool stuff to watch.
Hey, we got
Yeah.
to deliver. Speaking of delivering the goods, Collins, we got to deliver the goods right now. You know how it is. We got the name the Real Pool Talks because we're not going to hold anything back here. Feder, be honest with us. How great did it feel to
Oh,
beat
shit.
Jason Shaw? How good did it feel? We saw the banter back and forth, right? You guys were talking shit. The commentator asked you who you wanted to play. You said Shaw, and then they asked him, and he's like, I don't know why he wants to play me. I beat him in Hanoi. So how good did it? I know you saw that. I know you heard it, and just how good did it feel when you pocketed the last ball to send him packing?
Well, I will be 100% honest. I wanted to play Jason and not Shane for two reasons. First, I wanted the revenge because last Metrum event I lost to him, But also, I think Shane is just a better player than him, and I just wanted to play Shaw instead of Shane, you know. But yeah, it felt great to beat him. I believe we played multiple times this year. You know, I played him in the Bigfoot. I played him at Turning Stone. I think I played him somewhere else. I don't think I lost to him this year yet. But definitely felt great, and it was a big match. You know, the semifinals, and the night before that, you know, after his match with SVB, uh, you know, Matchroom warned me that there will be a lot of shit talking online, and they'll try to create extra buzz, and that I should be staying off my phone if I don't want to get in the middle of that. And I, you know, listened to them. I stayed off Facebook, and I did open it after the final match. It was pretty wild what was going on there between him and Shane. You know, he was there again going back and forth. I was riding back in the bus with Shane, and Shane was pretty upset because, you know, Shaw was fluking balls and not apologizing, and then Shaw would say, "Well, he started, he was lucky first, and he wasn't apologizing, so I was acting the same." So, you know, they're just kind of acting like kids. But yeah, and then Shaw just went off on Facebook.
Well, that's the best way to kind of describe him, a professional, but he's actually a kid. You know, I mean, it's obvious whenever he goes to Facebook doing that stuff. I get that some of it is just to create a buzz and create a banter, but I mean, it's kind of a joke and kind of ridiculous in my mind. But so happy to see you busting. Obviously, you know, then you get to take on Filler. I mean, and you were up what 10-8 in the match, and then you didn't see the table again until you were 12-10 down. So walk us
Yeah.
through a little bit of what happened with the match with Filler, and how it felt to finally, you know, get to raise that trophy for another major after 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, I was up 10-8, broke. I had a combo that I had to play. Four ball was laying in the hole, and the three ball was on the long rail, and I could have rolled the ball, but you know, sometimes when you roll the ball and the ball that's in the pocket is very deep, uh, the angle wasn't there to kind of roll the ball. So I thought that it was smarter, or, you know, better to kind of stun the ball and play with more speed and kind of gamble on my position. But I actually controlled the three ball very good, but didn't control the cue ball as great, and hooked myself. And yeah, jumped the ball, left them very hard, and then the safety exchange, and he cuts the crazy thin three ball in, and runs the next three games, which were also crazy. You know, he made the 3-9 combo that was not easy at all. And I thought it was over whenever he was breaking at 12-10. You know.
Well,
Yeah.
there was a period in the match like really early on where, right, because you were gonna break it. No, he scratched on the first break, right, and you get to the table, and things are looking gravy, but then you come up short on the 7 ball, right? You
Yeah,
remember that?
the first game was not pretty, because you know, we both had like 3 or 4 innings, and then
Right.
at least 2 innings at the 9 ball, 2 innings at the 8 ball, and he cuts the crazy 9 ball. The very first game,
Mm-hmm.
he's frozen to the short rail. 9 ball is in the very middle of the table, and he
Mm-hmm.
slow rolls the ball like nobody
Dead hard of the
on planet
pocket.
Earth. Nobody on planet Earth will slow roll that ball except him.
Yeah.
And yeah,
Well,
center of the pocket.
I felt like after that whole thing, because I mean, especially obviously with him scratching on the first break, it's like this big moment of like, oh hell yeah, let's go, let's like turn it on, and then that whole situation happens. I felt like you not only could have gone on a little bit of tilt, but also like he started playing really good for the next couple of games, and things didn't really shift again until you ended up. Was it right after that group of games where you got him like hooked up behind the 8 ball when you almost scratched in the side pocket?
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
Well, there was some crazy rolls in that.
Yeah.
Same as the semifinal. Both matches, I was getting some sick rolls. But also, you know, and Jason and Josh were also getting some rolls as well.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a crazy exchange. from both ends, and both matches were kind of going in the same path, like yo-yo, and the momentum were switching after 3 or 4 games. I was leading against Jason, then I was down, and then I was leading again. But only difference with Jason, he was going back and forth until it was 7-7, and then I believe Jason missed the sixth ball, and I won the next 4 games and won.
Mm-hmm.
Was Josh, it was going all the way until the end.
Yeah, I just feel like that was a really pivotal moment, like early on in the match was almost like a relieving, like mental moment of like you getting this sweet roll to just put you like right back in the right headspace and like get things moving again, because he had won like 3 in a row right off of, or 3 or 4 in a row, like right off of that situation in the first game. So anyway, I remember that being like a big moment for me watching the match. It was like, oh, okay, let's go.
Yeah. There was some crazy rolls in all of the matches, to be honest. I mean, if you rewatch my match with Albin, there was a game, I believe it was rec number 8. I was up 6-1, and didn't matter what I did or what he did. Every time we missed or every time we kicked at the ball, we were either fluking the ball or we were hooking each other every single time. It was like 9 or 10 consecutive shots. And even when he left me open table, I was the cue ball was frozen to another ball, and it was like dead straight.
Mm-hmm.
I had to roll the ball full length of the table, and then shoot another long shot from the short rail. So yeah, that's definitely a wild wreck against Albin. I don't know if Matron posted it or not, but that's definitely something to rewatch.
Yeah, you definitely have to have a little fortune to win a major event against that quality of field. But
yeah.
you
The
got
funny
to
thing, I didn't even play my A game. Like I don't feel like I played good in the first match, and I played better in the quarterfinal match against Albin. Then I played way worse against Jason, and then even worse against Josh. So that's
I
that's
mean,
how it goes sometimes.
you don't play your C game and beat Filler very often, that's for sure.
No,
So,
that's not happening. I mean, that's once in a year type of thing.
well, especially in a race like a race to 13, obviously you can play bad in a race to 7 and get a couple rolls and win easy, but usually it will level out in a race to 13, and that the best player usually wins. But was there any kind of trash talking going on in either one of the matches with Joshua or Shaw?
No, actually, it was Josh. It was all class act. After I beat him, we had a little exchange. I mean, I was shocked by the way he was acting. He was acting like a true gentleman, like a true winner. He congratulated me, and he said, you deserve to win. He had a smile on his face, and everything he said in the interview after the match. Just overall was very surprised with the way he handled it, because I'm not sure if I would have been as cool. It's a tough match to lose to.
Well, I heard you yell "Come on" after you beat him, or after you. I think it was after you made the final 8-ball, right? It was
Yeah,
"Come
but
on."
it was just a relief. It wasn't just something I do on purpose. It's not.
Yeah.
I'm not to act. I'm not trying to show something to somebody. It's just.
Yeah, I know. I mean, it's kind of what a lot of players say, right? Come on, but it definitely what Filler says when he wins a big match. He says, "Come on." That's what he says. So.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
Copied
funny.
him a little bit. Right, isn't it, Feder? Isn't that what Filler does? He always yells "Come on" when he makes a good shot
yeah.
or
He
something.
usually yells in his opponent's face. That's what he does.
I thought for sure you were going to jump off the table and do the Filler celebration where he does the Superman thing or whatever it is.
I'm not going that path. But
You already have one. You already have one enemy with Shaw. You don't want two,
huh? Don't put me in trouble.
I know. Either way, great tournament. Great. Great to see you get back in the winner circle. Obviously, you never came out of the winner circle, but to get another major, and it really, to be fair, it really isn't 5 years, Feder. I mean, you have COVID that happened, and then you have obviously the conflict that's happening. that prevented you from playing in a lot of events. So to be
Well, and
fair to
that's the
yourself,
thing.
it's not 5 full years.
From 2020, I was thinking today, the I started playing back in Metro tournaments only last year because actually, yeah, last year. Last year I started playing from UK Open because before that I was in US. I was trying to upgrade my status. I couldn't travel, and then in 2022 I only played the US Open because I was banned, and that was the only tournament, the first tournament I was allowed to play. So I was like kind of back after a year and a half of not playing in major tournaments. So it was tough. So kind of I started playing them from June of last year. So which is not even a year since 2020. So
Yeah, and obviously getting runner up at the U.S. Open. I mean, that's an incredible run with as tough as that field and as tough as the equipment was. You ran into a buzzsaw. Copenhagen was unbelievable that week. So you were just knocking on the
crazy.
door with that major. But I mean, really a year and a half of competing.
yeah, and I was pretty consistent last year. Like I've had a talk with Mike Panozzo today about it on Melina Mike's podcast as well. I've been pretty consistent in all of the majors since the UK Open of last year. UK Open was my first major that I played, and I didn't do too well. I know I finished the last 32, and I was up like 7-0 against Kopin Chung and blew that match. And then the next major was Spanish Open. I finished in quarters. What was it? European Open. I play against Filler. I finished in quarters again. Blew that match. Missed the 9 ball. Then Hanoi Open again, quarterfinal. Blew that match to Shaw. Missed the 7 ball. And the U.S. Open, I finished runner-up. And then the Philippines Open, which is not a major, but it still was an unbelievable field, and it's a ranking event. And I finished in quarters again. So it was a lot of last 8 finishes. Quarters, semis, finals, but not so much winning. And just glad to win this one.
Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about some of the stuff that led up to it. Obviously, I'm not sure if everybody knows, but you took your first trip back to Russia. I think in 2 years, right?
Over 2 years. I flew.
Over 2 years.
Yeah, I flew to U.S. in 2022 in February, and now it's April, so it's over 2 years. And I was really happy to come back, to my family, see my friends, and also visit doctors because that's a big issue for me in the United States because I can't do all the things that I want to do, and I was just happy to see everybody after such a long time away. And thanks to Mike and Vladimir, my two friends, mentors, for hooking me up with a tight diamond table that I was practicing on before the tournament, which obviously helped. So it was just overall a great trip. I'm always happy to come back to my family and to my hometown where I grew up.
And for sure that played a part in, clearing your brain a little bit and allowing you to go home and see your family, see your friends and your mentors and do those things and obviously clear your mind. And, it's a tough thing, Feder, to not be able to go home for 2.5 years. I don't think a lot of people can really quite understand how tough that is. So I'm sure that helped you tremendously when you were out there competing and relieve some stress and do those sort of things with your old friends. And I'm sure the Billiard Brothers reunited and bong some beers, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. There is that, and also, the very last day, I've had some help in my corner. Johan Ruijsink came to visit the tournament. It was a little bit of a surprise for me because I reached out to him on the very first day of the tournament. Actually, the whole thing that I won the tournament is absolutely crazy because the very first day of the tournament, the day before the first day, I'm there at the venue practicing, not feeling well, whenever I don't feel well, whenever I don't feel that I play my A or B game, I feel that I can't win the tournament. Like I already have that feeling that I don't want to waste my time. If I can't win the tournament, I don't want to be there. And sometimes I just feel like that. And I message Johan. I say, "Well, hello, long time no see. We didn't see each other for more than a year. We worked. I think we worked before Derby of last year, which was actually very successful. I played great at Derby, but it didn't work since then. And we're just chatting, and I'm just exploring options in case I lose in the first round. I can go to his place, and prepare for Scottish Open, and we're just gonna have 4 or 5 days of working together." And he's like, "Yeah, yeah, that's fine." And then we're just chatting on what was going on with me, what kind of issues I've had, and I played my first match, and it was actually pretty good. We chat a little bit about that, and then the second match was even better. And now, I'm starting to joke like, hopefully we don't see each other, and I don't have to come to your place, and blah blah blah. And then, I get into the semis, and he messages me that I'm on my way. Get me a coach pass, and we'll spend some time together tomorrow preparing for your match. And so he showed up, was in my corner, helped me a lot that day, and whatever he did, whatever we did, worked out that day. Also, there was a lot of Russian families and Russian-speaking families in the stand. In the stand, there was a lot of Russian-speaking fans that I knew back from Russia. Back in the day, they used to play, amateurs, and then they moved to Germany. So I really appreciate everybody coming and supporting me from different places. Also, there was one family that came from California, just to support me in Germany, which is insane.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. I'm sure a lot of Russians have been displaced or probably moved to Germany since the conflict. So that's pretty cool. But I was going to tell you, Feder, speaking of Russia, you better hurry home because Christina got in last night and she only brought back 2 honey cakes this time from Russia, and I've got my eyes set on them. So you better hurry back, or they may not be here for you.
Real quick, just since you were talking about Johan and your relationship with him, and without giving up any like secret sauce or specifics, I'm just curious. You talk about how having him there and like maybe the things that you worked on, you felt like in the short amount of time that you were together, you felt like it really had a positive impact on your game. Like, what is it about it that has that impact? Do you think it just puts you in the right mental state, like of working, or what is it?
Well, the thing about Johan, he knows me so well. Me and him, we spent so much time together practicing in 2015. From 2015 until 2019, I would say, 4 years, we were just working together. And he, my stroke, my game, everything, I gotta be thankful to him because he was something that I believed in. He was everything he was telling me, everything he coached me, I kind of was trying to soak in. And that's the reflection of his job with me right now. So
he can just kind of notice when some. Sorry.
I think it's just our bond together. Me and him. He just knows me so well, and he can read whenever something's off, and he can always find a quick fix, quick word, or just put me in the right place. And it's not about progression of 10-20%. It's about small margins. It could be 1 or 2% that can be improved from the previous match, and it could lead to a win, like in this matter.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense.
Also, between the racks there is a TV commercial break after 3 games in every match. So for example, in the match with Shaw, it was not so much, but with Filler, he was trying to get me pumped up and telling me that I shouldn't give up. But I wasn't giving up. But in different words, he was trying to support me, and it definitely helped me.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and I mean, I can help on that a little bit too, Collins.
Yeah, sure.
Obviously, as a player, sometimes you see Federer, and I've seen a lot of different players do this. If they're frustrated about something, if they don't have anybody in the break to just say it to, like sometimes I'm sure Federer would just be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe I did that," or "I can't believe that happened." Just getting it out and kind of verbalizing it helps. But obviously, having somebody there that is rooting for you makes you feel like you're kind of playing for them as well, and you're concentrating more, and you're less likely to give up in a situation where you may, if it's just you by yourself. So pool's such a mental sport. There's just so many different things that are going through your brain when you're there, and obviously Federer is a human being. I know a lot of people look at him and think he isn't, but he's a human being, and those emotions come into play whenever there's a ton of ups and downs, and you're playing somebody like Filler. There's just a tremendous amount of pressure, and anything you can do to just remove any pressure is huge. So, having somebody like Johan, and Johan's seen it millions of times with all those matches, just somebody to say one or two words, or Federer be able to just get something off his chest that's just going to help him tremendously. So
Well, and also he
deal.
was the one that created my stroke, so he knows
Right.
if I have a few flaws in my stroke, he knows what to give me during practice sessions to kind of work on that. So
Straighten you out.
yeah. So it was definitely helpful. I'm really glad he came, and maybe it's the new beginning of us working together. You never know.
Somebody said they're going to pay you to grow out a mullet. What do you think about that, Federer?
Grow out a mullet. Well,
Can you see Federer, Billy Thorpe, and Skyler with mullets in the Mosconi Cup? Would you wave it like the Bash brothers did at the Mosconi Cup?
well, make your bids, guys. We'll see.
That'd be a sight, wouldn't it, Collins? Collins, you'd let your hair down for that.
Yeah. Well, I can kind of like picture him right now. He'd kind of have like a Danny McBride thing going on, from Pineapple Express. I can see it right now.
I think he could. I think I'm looking at Federer right now, trying to envision him with long hair. I think he could pull it off.
Hell
man.
yeah.
I did have a mullet when I was a kid. My mom thought it was a pretty thing.
But you were a chubby kid, right? You were kind of chubby.
Yeah, a little bit.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I tell you what, tons of good stuff there. Awesome, Federer. Let's talk a little bit about the big giveaway that you've got coming up. Collins, maybe you could pull that up.
Yeah.
So
this is huge. Everybody here.
So actually, I will tell you the story how I got hacked on Facebook. It's actually hilarious.
You're watching so much porn. We know how you got it.
Well, actually not. Before going to Germany, I got an email. So, long story short, I'm getting an email from a manager of actor Kevin Bacon. And before that, like maybe 6 or 7 months before, I did have a short discussion with something similar. I don't remember the exact discussion, but I remember that I've had discussion about that coming on the podcast, doing the podcast with some actor because he was interested in athletes coming to his podcast or something like that. So whatever. His manager reaches out to me by email saying that we're interested to have you on our podcast. Kevin is a really busy guy. I'm checking his Facebook. I'm not familiar with him, but he has like 7 or 8 million subscribers on Facebook, and he's really doing podcasts with athletes and stuff. So I'm thinking, well, that's legit. And we're setting up a Zoom call to discuss things, and I wanted to ask what topics we're going to be talking about just to prepare myself. And also, he said they're doing podcasts on Facebook through online events. So I thought, well, that sounds a little bit funny, but whatever. I checked Kevin Bacon's Facebook page, and they really do podcast through that online thing on Facebook. So I'm thinking, well, that's definitely legit. And I'm getting on that call in Zoom. The guy was very intelligent, really smart. American voice. So I'm definitely thinking it's not a scam. And we're setting everything up. He's basically walking me through the process, how everything works, and then he explains me what needs to be done from my end in order to be eligible for those online events. So we're going to my settings, and he says you don't need to enter your password or log in. You just need to go on to online events and enter your email. That's all you need to do. So I'm thinking, well, I'm not risking anything. I'm definitely doing that. So I did that. Then I go back to the online events page, and yes, he was right. I can see it popped up that I can now create my own online events. And then he says, it was funny. He says, tomorrow I'll get back to you, and we're going to sign the contract for one podcast or something like that. Something stupid. So in the end, I thought, well, that sounds like a scam. Like, what? Who's going to sign a contract to do the episode of a podcast? Whatever. I'm going back to sleep. It happened right before I went to sleep. Waking up the next morning, I'm opening my Facebook, and there is a page with roles where usually I'm the admin, and now I see there is 10 different emails, all Vietnamese, Filipino guys, and now I'm not the admin anymore. I'm just an editor that can watch insides of my page. So I'm starting to panic, going back to my page, seeing different posts from the guy that started posting. So basically what happened, I got hacked by a Vietnamese guy who was using an AI-generated voice of an American guy. I'm not sure how I got hacked. I never entered my password. I have a two-step verification,
Yeah,
and
2FA, yeah.
Also an authenticator app set up. So there is no way they can get in my page. But somehow they did without me entering anything, which is insane. And they did it just for fun, just to fuck with me.
I was gonna ask. I wonder how many cue balls they sold.
They could have done so much more, and they didn't. So I'm really thankful to whoever hacked my page. That I guess it was just a fan who was trying to prove it to himself that he can do it or something. I don't know.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was wild. And I spent 2 or 2.5 hours yesterday after the finals. I got back to my room, and I was speaking to Facebook support to an Indian guy and trying to explain what happened, and he finally helped me out, and I got my page back. So yeah, that was the pre-story of that giveaway that I'm gonna have. I'm at 99,000 followers right now. Once I reach 100,000 on Facebook, I will have a big giveaway where I will be giving away, at least it will be one prize, my signed frame jersey from the Whirlpool Masters from the tournament that I just won. Made by Onboard. It will look just like this, and I can personalize the sign to the winner. The winner can be from anywhere in the world. You will see the rules in the post that I will make probably tomorrow, or once I reach 100,000 followers. And also, I will start taking orders on those frame jerseys because there was a lot of orders on those Moscone ones that I did, and I believe there is interest for the Whirlpool Masters ones as well. So if you are interested in purchasing one, just email me or private message me, but that will be tougher because I have millions of messages right now that are unanswered. And if you don't want me to miss your message, just email me. That would be easier for me to reach out to you.
Well, that's awesome, Federer. That's very generous. You're going to be giving away that frame jersey. It's a $500 value there with 100,000 likes or 100,000 followers, right? So you'll make the post on your Facebook account tomorrow morning. Is that accurate?
If I have 100,000 followers by then, yes. If
Cool.
not, then I'll wait.
So make sure you guys are following.
And I'm gonna try
on
to create
Facebook.
more prizes as well, because there will be a couple of rules that a follower has to follow. you'll see it in the post anyways. So I'm gonna try to bring more items, not just one jersey. I'm trying to make it a big giveaway.
That'll be awesome. Can't wait to see it. Somebody in the chat just said SVB with a mullet. Man, he looked like John Layman. I'm not sure we would have pulled that one up. Oh, SVB running around with a mullet. That'd be great. Oh, man. Cool.
Cool.
So one other thing, obviously we always have to give something away here on the podcast. So you see the hat that I'm wearing. Feder is messing around with some samples and some different hats and stuff. So we're going to give away 3 of those. Those 3 right there is what we're going to be giving away to 3 lucky people here in the chat.
Right there, guys. Whoever is more active in that chat will get those hats.
I'm going to go ahead and pick one because I saw somebody in that has never been a winner. Anthony Hagen.
Oh, there you go. Anthony. You're the first
Big fan
one.
up there. Anthony Hagen's number 1, and then we'll see who's going to continue to be active in there. All right, cool. So let's talk a little bit about the tournament coming up, Feder. You are in Scotland right now for the Scottish Open. So
yeah, I'm in Scotland right now. I'm in Glasgow. I flew here yesterday, and I should have went to Malina Mike's podcast yesterday, and I decided to take a 15-minute nap and ended up sleeping for 4 hours. And when I woke up, I didn't even realize which country I'm in because there's so much traveling and. Sometimes you don't even get to enjoy where you're at. Like I was in Germany, I was playing nonstop pool in a small town. Although I was playing only 1 match a day, but preparation before the match, preparation after the match, and then the bus to the venue, bus from the venue, all that time combined, you don't get to do any of the sightseeing, and you don't actually realize which country you're in. So I'm in Scotland right now playing a ranking event. Very stacked field. I didn't expect it to be like that coming here. I thought it would be more of a warm-up event before upcoming UK Open in Telford, which will start on the 7th of May. That'll be a major. But the field is not any different than the Scottish Open one, to be honest. Everybody's here. All the top guys, including Phil Shaw, everybody who's played in the World Pool Masters, everybody's here.
Yeah, so that's crazy there. It looks like 10,000 pounds to the winner.
10,000 pounds.
That's a stacked field there for 10,000 pounds. That's tough.
Well, there's first donation from Rickard.
Rickard.
Give me a hat.
Rickard in San Antonio, always throwing in the super chats.
Rickard, super chat. He got it. He got himself a hat. Rickard.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Well, it shouldn't be that easy to get a hat.
Well,
he's throwing a 20-piece. He gets a hat. We see another 20-piece. You might get it. Who knows? I mean, we'll keep going.
It's all about activity, and we just saw some activity.
All right.
That's right.
All right.
Hey, we got to have that little guy that dances every time the super chat goes. We got to have that notification. When you watch like the Call of Duty streamers or whatever, when they get a donation, it's like the little Teletubby that dances in the corner.
Come on, Colin. Need some donation alerts going.
Yeah, we can get some alerts set up for the next one.
So Scottish Open, what's the format there? Is it the same rules?
It's the same WNT rules, but I believe the races are longer here. So it's a race to 10 on the winner's side and a race to 8 on the losers. And the bracket has been made, believe, quite some time ago, maybe a week or 10 days ago. And I believe Collins can pull it up.
Let me make sure we're queued up here.
Well, that's pretty cool, though. Race to 10, that's a long race.
Yeah. That's what everybody's saying. The only problem, they only have 6 tables in that pool room. I haven't been to the pool room yet. I'm going there in the morning. I'm sharing the room with Mexico Amigo, with Oscar.
That's right.
I think he's flying in the afternoon.
I think he's in that top flight. Yeah, he is in the top flight right here.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
man.
I believe he's not playing tomorrow. Yeah, he's playing on Thursday. So
Thursday,
the
yeah.
tournament starts tomorrow at 3 p.m. Francisco is obviously, oh my gosh, Ricard,
Ricard throwing another 20 piece.
He's the man.
Yeah.
the man, the myth. Yeah, Francisco is the number one seeded. I believe I'm the second, so I have to be in the very bottom. So we're gonna go with our usual predictions, or how we're gonna do that.
I just got to know. Is this your first time rooming with Oscar?
No,
No.
I was rooming with him in Vietnam, and I won the tournament. So.
Oh, yeah. So he must not snore or fart in his sleep or
No, he actually thought
sleepwalk
I
or
was
anything.
snoring really bad, so I'm surprised he's sharing with me again.
I can attest he is a good roommate. I've roomed with him twice now. He's very well mannered, super polite, and he sleeps like a rock.
That's good.
Yeah, we're staying in a very fancy hotel here. I couldn't afford it staying myself in a single room, so.
Oh man, did you see that? They said that we should get a pic of Collins wearing the Reno 911 shorts twerking for a super chat alert.
Who the hell said that? Michelle Griffin?
Michelle Griffin.
Of
yeah.
course it was Michelle.
That's awesome. Well, it looks like Oscar got a pretty decent draw there, other than he has to play FSR.
Yeah.
He's got
Yeah.
a couple winnable matches for him.
Yeah, definitely. For that field, it's not as bad.
Do we know the table conditions? Do we know if they're tight tables or if they're...
Yes, it's a 4-inch rest on table, just the same one as we were playing on at the World Pool Masters. Elliot Sanderson is actually a professional player from Scotland. He's the one organizing, or one of the organizers of the tournament. So he's trying to make everything perfect for the players. And
Are you aware at all if it's new cloth or worn in cloth at all?
Yeah, they just refilled the tables today.
Okay, got it. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
We got another donation, guys, from Thomas.
He says no hat, more content.
We're trying. I'm trying to hire new people. I'm hiring editors, hiring assistants.
I think he was referring to the Reno 911 twerk from Collins.
Yeah, there we
Oh,
go.
maybe.
Okay.
I don't think he was talking about.
Your turn then.
I don't think he was talking about your drills and your straight stroke. I think he was talking about the 911.
Nobody
twerk.
needs to see that.
I'm going with Oscar versus FSR, and FSR coming out of this flight. That's my prediction.
Yeah.
I actually think you need to win 4 matches because there's single elimination from last 16. I think so.
Yeah, winner's qualification, yeah.
So actually, FSR needs to beat Oscar to get to the winner qualification, and then see who's gonna face him there. Scroll down. So
look who he's probably gonna face right there.
Yeah, Niels or Sanjin.
Yeah.
They both have cupcakes, I guess. I don't know nobody. Well, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say that. Jason should have been saying that, but
I could say that. He's got a cupcake draw, Sanjin versus Niels. It's almost guaranteed here. I'm taking Niels over Sanjin, and then I'm taking FSR over Niels to get out.
Niels over Sanjin. Well, I'm not sure. It's a coin flip, but definitely taking FSR over Niels or Sanjin.
Yeah, especially with that new felt, with the new cloth. But yeah, I like Sanjin and FSR. And FSR to win.
I just like Niels, and I don't really like Sanjin. He's a little jack. I don't know why. There's something about him. I just can't take it. Niels has always had that like businessman. He's a workman. I always root for Niels for sure. If Niels is not playing Federer, I'm rooting for him. So.
Yeah, and if Niels is coming to a tournament, he was working his ass off before that, preparing. So kind of tough not to root for him.
Absolutely, I agree.
So the next slide, we have Mario as a seeded player. Then we have a Vietnamese player playing Masato.
We got Claudio in that flight.
Claudio, very underrated player, actually. Yeah. He has a lot of firepower and kind of reminds of his brother. Kind of walks the same around the table and same stroke. Breaks the balls well, so he's a dangerous youngster. And Mark, I mean that's a tough flight here. I mean you gotta prefer. I mean I'll let you guys talk first, and then I'll say.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Mario out of here. He's just steady. He can beat the top guys, but he usually doesn't beat himself. It takes a really good player to beat Mario. I'm taking Mario out of here over Bister Bosch.
Yeah, I
I
actually
haven't seen.
I
I
take.
haven't seen so.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I was just gonna
Go
say I
ahead,
would
Mark.
take Cladio to play Mario. I think Cladio's gonna send Mark to the one loss side. And
That's what I was gonna say. I haven't seen Mark play in a while. I think Claudio could beat Mark, and then I prefer. I mean, I favor Mario to beat Claudio
yeah,
to get to the winner qualification round and see who's in the bottom side of that chart.
oh yeah, here we go.
Mohamed Soufi as a seeded player, David Al-Qaeda, Imran Majid, and the rest of the players I'm not familiar with. Uh, it's gonna be a tough match between Imran and David. Imran is actually a very, very good player. He's always fighting, very underrated. He could beat David, but David would be favorite. Mohamed Sofi, another dangerous player that has a lot of firepower. He finished second in the World Nine Ball last year, an unbelievable run. So I'm still picking David to face Mario in that winner qualification round.
Yeah.
And I'm picking Mario to get through.
I'm taking Sophie out of this fight. I'm actually going to pick Imran to beat David Al-Qaeda. I think Al-Qaeda, since he switched equipment, has struggled quite a bit. So I'm taking Imran over Al-Qaeda, and then I'm taking Sophie out of here.
Yeah, I'm mirroring Federer the whole way on that one. I don't know. I think
the Ike. Well, hello Ike. Thanks for coming back to our podcast. He says David won this tournament last year, and he did. He really did. So David is a defending champion.
there you go. Ike's always one of the guys in the chat that's got a good head on his shoulders.
Yeah, Ike is always in the chat. He really is. Same as Chad Jones.
Yeah.
Appreciate it, guys. You're always here. Well, that's an easy flight. Josh Filler, Mickey. Mickey is playing against a tough Vietnamese player. I know him. I'm familiar with the name. So I'm not sure if Mickey can beat or can't beat that Vietnamese. And then another round one match that brings attention is Gary Wilson and Ralph. Gary Wilson is a professional snooker player that is currently in, I believe he's in top 10 in the ranking in the world. And he's been playing on the Nine Ball Tour for the last year. Obviously enjoys it. And I believe he's from Scotland himself, so it's probably his hometown. That's why he decided to play in this tournament. I'm picking Filler.
Yeah, I wonder.
I mean, just if it was a race to 7 or something, you could pick a dark horse here. Nobody in this flight is beating Filler in a race to 10.
But check
Sure.
out this stuff down here though. Check out Filler's other side of his flight.
Damn.
Yeah.
This is stacked.
This is saucy.
Jan Malierup, that's your favorite player, Jason.
Yeah, that's the dude you could take around and bust the world if you knew how to match up. You did not have a familiar face. You could take Von Lurup around anywhere. He's the guy you look at and you just think he's like I don't know. I don't even know how to describe it. But there's no way you could say no to playing him some if you thought you were a good player. and he'd bust your ass because he doesn't miss much. But man, look at this. He's playing that Riku, that young.
The kid, yeah.
Young tennis player, yep.
That kid's a stud too. I mean, he could win that match, and then Copen Yi, and obviously Feliciano goes deep in every event he plays. Fun to watch.
And the crazy
ton
thing
of Q
about
action.
Feliciano is he never hits a ball before the match. He never practices. He was playing PLP for 7 days. And you can see players like getting in and practicing an hour before their matches. You can see SVB hitting balls for 5 hours before his match. And Feliciano is just sitting on the other end of the room, sipping his Corona and, eating rice.
And
That's
then,
all he does.
and then he loses and goes on social media and just chucks up the middle finger.
Yeah, and then he loses and says, fuck shit.
Yeah, what was that? That guy's must see TV for sure. He's fun to watch play
awesome.
too.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. We got a new donation from Earthspawn, where I'm not sure if I pronounced it right.
Earthspawn, yeah, you did. 999.
Yeah.
Another little Reno 911 over here. Corona and rice.
Yeah, so he's obviously a very, very talented player, and Feliciano can beat anybody. Not a favorite against Copini, but he definitely can win in that match. And it's going to be interesting. I mean, Filler doesn't have a cupcake draw to get out, so definitely has to be some work to be done.
I'm going to take Copini out of this one over Filler. I'm going to take Copini over Filler. I think that you can only flip tails so many times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Josh beat him in the semis of the Whirlpool Masters just recently. So, Copini.
I'm going with Filler. I think Copini's a great player, but I haven't seen him quite get there against.
I'm just doing my typical
overpowering. We know how you are.
Just sensing things out. I got a feel for it. So
I got to tell you this. Last time, Collins, you made us look like idiots.
I know. Crap.
Man. All right, let's see what we got in the next one here.
Oh yeah.
Well, that's a good bracket too.
Oh yeah.
Lechner, Carlo. Good to see Carlo back. Actually, it's kind of crazy, and I've seen a lot of discussions on Facebook that Carlo hasn't been invited to any invitational tournaments, PLP or the Whirlpool Masters. For me, that's kind of insane because he just won the World 10-Ball Championships, and maybe he wasn't traveling as much to the ranking events, and that's probably the reason why Metrum isn't favoring him over the other Filipinos, but it's still insane that he wasn't invited for either PLP or the Whirlpool Masters.
Yeah, Carlo's playing just unbelievable.
It really is.
Yeah,
it really is, and I believe Sullivan Clark is a dark horse in that fight, but I still think Max is going to be facing Carlo, and I do like Carlo against Max in that matchup.
Yeah, I like Carlo until you see the bottom of this flight.
Copy Chung, baby, here.
That'll be an interesting winners qualifier, most likely. Torsten Homan capable, but probably not.
Benji Buckley, another an old timer. He was playing really good when I first came to the Euro Tour. It was over 10 years ago. Unbelievable. Time flies. He was playing back then, and he was playing very good. So he's capable of playing good pool. And Elliot Sanderson is actually the one that I was talking about, a Scottish player that is organizing this tournament. He's a good player himself.
Yeah, it's always tough to organize and play at the same time. Kopin Chung walks out of this bracket for me. And I have him facing Carlo, and that's a coin flip there. But I favor Kopin Chung.
I would.
I favor Baby Ko as well. I think he's playing very, very good.
Another pick from my heart. I'm gonna pick Carlo in that one just because he's so fun to watch. Ko, he just makes the game look too easy. He makes stroking the ball absolutely perfectly look just too easy. So I'd rather watch Carlo walk around the table and do some flashy stuff.
Mr. Beato. Oh, here we go.
Yeah, exactly.
SVB, a.k.a. John Lehman. What else we got here? Another Cobra.
With another $4.99 says, "Hey guys, just saying hi."
All right. Richard Dock gets the third hat. We appreciate you, Earthspawn. Make sure you message Feder with your shipping information. We'll get those hats out to you guys. Ricard, Earthspawn, Richard, or Doc, and Anthony Hagen. Anthony Hagen, don't worry about messaging Feder. I'll take care of you. And then Ricard and Richard, make sure you send a message to Feder, and we'll get those out to you.
There you go. We have 3 winners.
3 winners. SVB, once again, gets a nice draw.
Yeah, SVB has a nice round 2 draw, but then he has to face against either his kryptonite, Duan Kwok, or Pius.
Pius, yeah.
SVB is always struggling against Duan Kwok Kwong. Always. He just played him in the first round of the Masters and almost lost. Should have lost. He was down 8-5 and barely won. And I believe 3 matches before that, he lost to him. So if Duan wins his first 2 matches, I believe he beats third co-brother, and he will probably be a little underdog against Pius. Then, it could potentially lead to another matchup between him and SVB.
Yeah, it's tough. I tell you what, the Derby City Classic made me have a lot of respect for Labutus. He's a great player. He plays all games well, and if he's playing one pocket, that he's advancing quickly.
Yeah, and he's also a very good guy off the table too, so you got to respect that.
Yeah, but I'm taking SVB out of here over Labutus.
Got to take SVB, yes. On paper, a big favorite to get out of this flight or to get to the winner qualification.
I am not trying to be a contrarian just for the hell of it, but
Yes, you are.
no, I'm serious. If you would have asked me like the day after the U.S. Open out there and then the PLP, I would have been like SVB all day, every day. But I feel like what I saw at the World Pool Masters was there's a little bit of funk, and I don't know if it's because he's traveling or what, but I just don't think he's quite as sharp as he was the month before that. So
well, and that's how it goes throughout the year. I mean, it comes in swings. I mean, you can't be consistent throughout the year.
Mm-hmm. So I'm going to take Pius just as like one of my last dark horse picks, but yeah, Pius.
It's not really a dark horse pick.
Well,
if you want to take a dark horse pick Copping Hun.
Well, you know what I mean. The underdog pick, whatever. The underdog.
Hey, if we were playing darts, I'd take Han here. Otherwise, I'm going with SVB. I'll pick chalk. I don't mind.
Where's my "Don't Be a Nit" T-shirt? Where is that?
Don't be a nit.
I don't have that T-shirt on right now. All right. Bottom portion of that flight.
Kachi is absolutely steamrolling here.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he will be facing. Do you remember, Jason? That actually, Collins, you were there as well. Remember that Vietnamese that was playing Mario at the U.S. Open?
Yeah, the one that cheated.
Yeah.
Yes, that's him.
Oh.
Oh.
Femme Flong Nam.
He's not gonna do that to Kachi. Kachi will whoop that ass.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with Kachi. So definitely not going to be anything close to that happening in that match. But yeah, what a draw for Kachi here.
Yeah. Not really much to say there.
SVB maybe.
It's going to be a really, really interesting match. Yeah, him and SVB is going to be definitely on TV table, and I believe.
You mean Kachi and Labutus? Sorry. You mean Kachi and Pius Labutus?
That definitely will not be on the TV table.
That will not be on the TV table, yes. But
all right.
Matchroom will be streaming one table, and I believe the pool room Goldrix will be streaming another one. I will be trying to record or stream. I know you, Collins, told me that you won't be available, so I will probably be recording and then, uploading the same day. Or if I find some help, I will be streaming. Depends. I will be trying my best to provide you with my match at least. But if not, then you can always go to Matchroom's YouTube and McGoldrick's page on Facebook, and you will find those 2 tables.
And sorry to everyone else out there for being unavailable. It's my 1-year anniversary this weekend, so yeah, got places to be. Sorry, Feder, someone's more important than you.
That's
That's why
okay.
your hair is looking so fresh.
Well, I'm gonna get it
Yeah,
cut
we're
by
getting ready.
then
He's
for
getting
sure. I'm getting my hair cut by then. Yeah.
Oh, we got a couple Polish guys gonna face off here. Conrad
Yeah.
and Victor, the seeded players.
Yeah, Zelensky and Konrad are going to be facing each other in round 3. If nothing major happens in round 2 matches, I believe it's not going to happen. So I'm taking Victor over Konrad to get to the qualification round. I believe everybody agrees on that.
Yeah.
Victor.
Ooh, JJ. JJ actually has his birthday today. I message him and I say, "Happy birthday, Captain." And he says, "Thanks, cuz." An old timer or something. And I'm like, okay. So, yeah, nice to see Jeremy playing in that tournament. I believe Kyle Boyce will be playing as well. So, Tyler Steyer and
Yanni
actually,
Uski.
yeah, Yanni Uski. It's going to be a tough match in round 2. I kind of favor Yanni to beat Tyler in that match. Yanni is a underrated player.
Yeah, and then the Taiwanese there as well.
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah,
say,
the Taiwanese,
do I recognize that
Taiwanese
name?
escape. Yeah, I know him. He's a good player. He's not the best Taiwanese. He's not top 5 Taiwanese player, but he's definitely top 10, and he's capable of playing a good match in a race to 10. He's not a favorite against Jason, obviously, but I'd say he's probably a 3-1 underdog, and can maybe not in a race to 10, maybe a race to 10, a bigger underdog, but he's capable of playing a good set, definitely. Still taking Shaw. And it will be a really good match to get to the last 16. I mean, potentially Shaw versus Victor.
I take Victor to qualify over Shaw, and then Shaw's gonna qualify from the one-loss side.
Well, you got to also remember we're playing in Scotland, so I'm taking Shaw.
I don't know who's going to win, but I can make a guarantee that there's going to be somebody crying on Facebook if it's Shaw versus Victor. Whoever loses is going to have a million and one excuses as to why they lost. So make sure you follow the losers Facebook page of that qualifying match. But I'm going with Mr. Shaw on that as well.
See, I just got to get my picks out first to make it sound like I'm not being a contrarian, even though I know what you guys are going to pick.
We'll do it. Fire away.
Yeah. There you go.
So Shaw is back in the tournament. Woo! Everybody knows who So Shaw is?
No.
Oh my God! There's so many stories. It's a pity that Oscar is not in the room. He could have told you hundreds of different stories. And he was traveling back in the day, playing on all of the big tournaments. I'm sure guys in the chat are familiar with the name, and I'm sure they can provide us with some funny story about Saw Shaw. But yeah, he's a big character. We flipped a coin at UK Open last year for 200 pounds. I win, and he pays me with fake bills, and I walked away. It was insane.
Okay.
So who's in this bracket? Jonas Soto, the winner of the ranking event in Mexico. A youngster, Boise, back playing against Vietnamese in round 1. Christos Papageorgiou. That's a Greek player that I played my first final when I was 15 in Greece. That was the first European tournament that I won. That was against this player. So it's nice to see him back playing in European tournaments.
Is that Papa Giorgio?
Yes.
Unbelievable. What was that movie, Collins? You're a movie buff, right? Or the Papa Giorgio? Was it the Christmas Vacation?
National Lampoon?
Yeah.
I never saw those movies. I was not watching movies before I was like 16. I was raised real strictly.
Young, good-looking kid was getting a fake ID made in Vegas, and they had this backdrop of an ID, and they'd stick your face in the hole where the picture was going to be, and they'd take a picture, and the kid's name was Papa Giorgio. So Papa Giorgio's back.
There you go.
I'm going with Albin here.
Yeah, we're all
Yeah, we're all gonna go Albin.
But the Spaniard could put together a run here. I like that. I like Jonas's heart, man. I'm telling you.
Jonas is capable, and he's definitely on a roll. Whenever the table is open, he is a really dangerous player to play against. I just think because he's still young and doesn't have as much experience as Albin. His safety game is something that will be a tough task against Albin.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think Albin's obviously far superior, but I think that Jonas is one of those players, like you said, if he breaks the balls well and it plays open, then he can run out for sure. So
yeah,
it's the only person
actually,
that I think can threaten him there.
The guys in the chat are mentioning my Asian tour. I can't believe we're not talking about it yet. I will be going to Asia in June, and I can't believe I didn't provide you, Collins, with a poster we made for my Asian tour post, which was really nice looking post, by the way. So yeah, I will be going to Asia in June after the Saudi Arabia World Nine Ball Championships.
Did you put the poster on Facebook?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah. So there's a World Championships in Saudi Arabia, $1 million prize fund, $250,000 to the winner. We didn't talk about that at all. So after that tournament, I will be flying to Asia. I will be flying to Vietnam, my favorite Asian country. We'll be doing exhibitions, fan meetings, possibly a lot more stuff, a lot of streaming, a lot of filming that I will be posting on YouTube. And so yeah, I'll be going to Hanoi, Da Nang City, and probably Ho Chi Minh City in Vietnam. Then I'll be going to Indonesia. I'm still negotiating with a few different promoters, organizers, to set up a few exhibitions and meetings in Jakarta and other cities, maybe Bali in Indonesia. And I'm also trying to go to Japan and do an exhibition with Oi in Tokyo, which would be a lot of fun. Definitely the best person to do an exhibition with. Naoki is a crazy character and definitely brings attention when it comes to fans. So yeah, that's just a little brief about the trip. There might be more countries coming up, and if you're from Asian continent and you're the pool room owner and you want to see me in your pool room, just reach out to me and we can set up something to where it will be beneficial for both parties. And Hendrik comes with a €5 donation. He says, congrats on your win. It was nice watching you live in person again. See you in full day in August. What kind of key case you're using? I'm using a custom-made case by Volturi. They made a case for me, so it's not a 6060 case. It's a custom-made case made by Volturi.
All right.
So you didn't find the poster on Facebook?
I couldn't find it, no, on either page.
It's all good.
Well,
we can bring it up after you win the Scottish Open and we do a recap there. We can bring that poster up then.
Sure.
Cool.
Definitely.
There's a lot of things we can talk about too. Also, the WPA letter about the World Games. I'm not sure if you guys saw that. Christina and Margaret, they both made posts on Facebook that they're disappointed. So what happened was in 2021, me, Christina, and Margaret, we qualified to the World Games. World Games is it's like Olympic Games for non-Olympic sports. And pool is one of them. It happens once in 4 years. And it's back in the day, it used to be a very, very prestigious tournament to attend. And there's lots behind it, and so we qualified to that tournament. And in 2021, Russians and Belarusians athletes were banned, and we were disqualified from that tournament. And we were promised by WPA. They wrote us a letter that we will be invited, and we were invited in that letter to participate in World Games in 2025 in China. And they were apologizing and saying that they understand it's unfair, and because it's unfair, they would invite us to participate in 2025. And now, like 2 weeks before, maybe 10 days ago, we all got a letter from WPA saying that unfortunately they can't give us spots in China, and the promise that they made is not active anymore, and we should try our luck in 2029, something like that. And I understand both Margaret and Christina's disappointment because if you look at females calendar right now, there is you can count all the tournaments on one hand, and it's all WPBA and Predator kind of. So for them, participating in World Games means a lot more than for me. And really, I have no interest of doing anything WPA related. I was done with WPA, and I'm even more done now after that statement. I'm just glad that Matchroom is doing what they're doing, and I hope that they take over in the end. But I'm really sorry for the girls, and that that they have to wait until 2029 to try their luck again.
It's crazy.
It is, but that's what that's WPA, and WPA just made a post on Facebook like yesterday saying something like an exciting news, like unbelievably big news. We just like hired 3 chairmen, and then just nonsense for like 5 different sentences.
Just a big circle jerk.
Like stating nothing. Like
it's like the whole thing, even with the original incident with, I understand like about the whole geopolitical climate with what was happening at the time and is ongoing or whatever, but it's just so like silly to me that it's so obvious that the right thing to do is to treat these people as individuals, because pool's such a small game as it is, instead of just like
pool is an individual sport as well. And
exactly.
And, if they wanted to be smart, they should have looked at different sports. And different sports, I mean, the biggest sports, they are allowing Russian and Belarusian athletes to participate without the flag already for 2 years.
Yeah.
And pool, for some reason, WPA is a really important association that needs to be listened to. IOC, the Olympic Committee, for their advices. It's not even a strict rule. It's an advice from an Olympic Committee. So whatever. I'm not going to be any longer. I don't think it's worth talking about WPA at all.
Yeah.
So let's move on with the bracket and our prediction, guys.
On a lighter note, your boy,
Mr. Smooth.
Your boy
Mr.
Johnny.
Smooth, baby, back in action.
Traveling.
Oh, man, I saw the first 2 and I thought, oh, Mr. Smooth has a chance, and then I saw Yap, and there goes Mr. Smooth getting bounced. I'm picking Yap Attack here.
Yeah, Yap was on my flight. We were both flying on the same plane from Germany. I'm taking Yap as well.
Yeah, I'm taking Yap all the way to qualify. You guys know I'm a Yap fan. Yap to qualify over Albin.
I'm not sure about that.
I'm taking
Albin over Yap.
Yeah, I'm going with Albin as well, but
I'm an Albin.
probably
rooting
I'm rooting for Yap.
I'm a Yap fan.
Yeah,
okay.
It's a tough one. All right, here's your boy, Mr. Oy.
Yeah.
Versus the young German.
Yeah, Moritz, Joao Grillo. I believe he's the best Portuguese player. used to be playing really good. I'm not sure. I haven't seen him in a while. And I believe we were talking about him during that U.S. Open last year, Jason, and I told you that he was capable of playing good pool, and I think he reached last 16 or last 8 or something like that.
Is that the Joao from Vegas? Or is that a different Joao? Different Joao.
Which one? Which one? In Vegas?
He's like a 730 Fargo.
No. He's better than 730. He's probably like 770 Fargo.
Okay. Different Joao.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be Moritz versus Oy for me.
Yeah, I'm taking Oy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm taking Moritz over Oy.
I'm going to take Oy.
I don't know how Oy makes a ball, but he just always gets it done.
Yeah.
Moving all over the place the whole way. Just, yeah.
Oy for me.
Oh, I'm going with Moritz.
Let's see. Oh, we got one more flight down here.
And who was playing the Moritz against who to qualify?
Hold on. Let me go back. Oh, it's down at the bottom of the bracket here. We're in the last flight. I got to reframe it.
Oh, that's my flight. Trickshot CEO, congratulations on the success, Peter. Thank you. If that's the Trickshot CEO that has millions of subscribers on Instagram, then thanks for tuning in.
If you're not that Trickshot CEO, we don't care.
That sounded good, right?
Oh, man. Nice draw you got here, Feder.
Well, T-Con, Guyane Antoine, that's the second best or the best Vietnamese. Or Cliff. Cliff is actually another underrated European that used to play pretty good. But no, I can't complain with my bracket, to be fair.
No, you got a nice draw. Obviously, a tough Vietnamese player.
Yeah, I'm the seeded player, and that's kind of the privilege of being a seeded player.
So you're going to play somebody from the bracket above. So you're going to be playing either Oy or Moritz.
Yes.
That's nice. Yeah, you got a really nice draw.
Okay.
Yeah, not too bad.
Obviously, you have to play good to beat Oy or even the Vietnamese, but I mean,
you got to show up.
You can play perfect and not beat Filler or Kachi or SVB or a lot of the other players, the Coe brothers or Carlos. So it's nice to have a situation
longer in the single knockout. So once you get to the single knockout, it's even better for all the people.
So it's single at final 16.
Yeah.
Cool. And it is the Trick Shot CEO. He says, "I'm that one, the one and only."
Thanks for tuning in. I believe he's from Moldova. Actually, that's where Christina just went. Christina just went to see her relatives. And I believe he's from there.
That's cool. I have a bunch of Moldova candy on my countertop right now. I'm going to go try it out. Try a couple trick shots while I'm at it.
Well, predictions to win the tournament, and what are we usually doing? One dark horse prediction, one prediction to win the tournament, and one to go deep and not win, or something like that.
There you go. Let's hear it. What's yours? You start us off. We'll let Collins go next, just so he can't be.
Can I pick myself to win?
Adversarial. Sure.
So I'm going to pick myself to win. I would say that FSR will be in the finals. And the dark horse of the tournament will be Boise.
Collins?
I got nothing here.
Well, fans in the chat, what are your predictions? See what you guys got. Who do you all have winning it? Well, Collins scans here.
I don't know. I'm leaning towards Kachi here. And if he makes it past SVB and things are looking good, I think he's my pick from the top. I like a Kachi win. And a dark horse, I don't even know. If you're picking Boys as the dark horse, I'm picking OD to go deeper than Carl Boys.
Oh.
Oscar Dominguez. Tight tables, baby. That's his game. He likes the tight table. He likes the moving.
Yeah, I like.
Nobody likes it.
Nobody likes what? Nobody likes
just
OD.
Just the crickets.
I mean, OD getting further than Boise's is probably likely. I'm going with Filler. I think that Filler's going to bounce back. Obviously, he got a nice draw, and it's just tough when the guy never misses a ball. As far as the dark horse goes, I don't really know. Dark horse isn't going to win this tournament.
No, but you can dark horse to go deep. I mean, to reach last 8 or something.
Yeah.
Somebody that you don't expect to be there.
Man, it's just as far as like the draw and things go. I don't know. Feliciano's not really one.
He's not a dark horse.
Yeah, he's not a dark horse. I don't really know who's going to have a nice tournament here. Is there any other players from Scotland? I don't think Elliot Sanderson.
Gary
is.
Williams, right?
Gary Wilson. Yeah,
Wilson.
Gary Wilson. He's capable. Yeah.
Yeah, Gary Wilson may make a run if he's comfortable and near his homeland.
Yeah.
That's my dark horse.
There you
Getting
go.
further than OD and Boys.
I like it.
Well, I mean, that's definitely possible.
We're going to have to bet dinner on the dark horse run here. See if Collins changes his mind.
Hell no.
No, I'm not betting on Boise.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's funny. Let's see. Do we have anything else? Look at that. Nice pictures there.
There you go. Just keep practicing your kissing there, buddy. Right on that trophy.
Yeah, it was. I didn't keep that one. That was actually the one that they keep and just making pictures with one every year, and they just gave me the plate.
That's your
Which is
teaser.
Yeah, that was a teaser. That's a nice.
Are you the first one? Are you the first one to kiss it or what?
No, Copigny. I think they're engraving winners every year, so I only saw.
Oh,
Copigny.
that's really cool.
Yeah. So there is a picture with Johan. Yeah, I believe that's it.
There was one more, I think, here. Oh yeah, you raising it up. You can't even see the trophy. There's so much confetti.
Yeah, a lot of.
What was the dork picture you were talking about before we went live?
Actually, I think I have those confettis. Wait a second.
Let me see if I can find that picture too.
He has the confettis with him? What did he do?
So
Round them all up?
what happened was Emily, she like put a lot of them in my case and said, "Well, that's a memory." So I have a full case of them. She
That's
says,
cool.
whenever I open it now, it's a memory, so I get to keep it.
Feder, did Emily tell you what I messaged her after you won?
No.
I said she messaged me and she said, "Can you believe this? It was Hill or whatever, you know." And I said, "Just do me a favor and make sure he doesn't eat Burger King by himself." She didn't reply. You remember eating Burger King, don't you? After you won the world championship, after you beat JL Chang. Federer won the world championship, Collins, and you know he was there by himself when he won. He beat Chang Jung Lin, and he went and celebrated by himself at Burger King.
It's a glorious victory.
Yeah, he was on his way to the airport. I think he rescheduled his flight because he didn't expect himself to make it to the finals, so he ended up eating Burger King as celebratory.
If that doesn't tell you where Poole was back then, I don't know what does. The world champion, his victory dinner.
That was
Burger
what he
King.
wanted. He loved. When he first,
I celebrated
he used to
even
love
more
Whoppers,
this time.
man. Oh, what'd you do?
Nothing. But I will be celebrating with Oscar tomorrow. We're going somewhere for sure.
Cool.
That's what I'm talking about. There are not many better guys to celebrate with. That's a good dude right there.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I think, guys, we can wrap it up, right?
Yeah.
Let's wrap it up. Appreciate everybody tuning in, and if you're a winner of the hat, make sure that you get with Feder and let us know your address, and then make sure you keep checking on Feder's page for those 100,000 likes or 100,000 subscribers, because he's going to be giving away that nice framed jersey, and they are up for sale for $500, correct, Feder?
Yes.
World Pool Master
Also,
framed jerseys.
Please reach out with your addresses on my email, because your message may get lost in the messenger or wherever you're going to send the message, because I'm getting literally probably hundreds, maybe thousands of messages daily right now.
Cool.
So just email me; it'll be easier. And look out for that post tomorrow.
Sounds
Right
good.
on.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot for helping us out, Collins.
Of course, it's fun as
good luck
always.
in Scotland there, Feder.
Thank you, guys.
Don't be cheating on us with other podcasts either. Tell him, Collins.
Honestly, do what you want. You're an adult.
Well,
It's fine.
You're an adult. You're fine. You're fine.
It's only one time.
Yeah, it's only one time. Yeah. Well, we'll see you guys next time.